Thanks very much, Kritsween. Big political story of the day that we are tracking on India Upfront. For the last 2 weeks, the united opposition has stuck together and resisted most urges to speak in different voices over issues at the state level. Ever since the monsoon session of Parliament started, they have been one united front, Team India. That unity faced its first big test today in the Lok Sabha when the centre brought in the Delhi Services Bill to replace the ordinance to this effect. Despite resistance from their Delhi and Punjab units, the Congress resolutely supported the AAP against the bill and even spoke of how federalism is dying a slow death under the Modi government. The thought was echoed by all, including the Trinamool Congress, the DMK. Only two parties decided to differ, the BJD and the YSRCP. But interestingly, even while opposing the Delhi Services Bill, it was Asaduddin Owaisi who struck a skeptical note, asking whether the opposition and the treasury benches were playing a game of Ludo and chess. And the reason for his skepticism was not hidden from anyone. On the day when Team India was decrying the Modi government as dictatorial and anti-states, guess who was on stage with Modi himself? One of the senior-most leaders of Team India, Sharad Pawar, which led Owaisi to ask, is this a fixed match?
I rise to oppose the introduction of the bill under the nomenclature the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023 under Rule 72 of Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business, as the bill vindicates the outrageous infringement of this government upon the territory of the states. It is designed of digging up a graveyard for cooperative federalism.
मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ हमारे अपोजिशन लीडर का कि बगैर प्रधानमंत्री के हाउस चलने दिया सर, इन्होंने बगैर प्रधानमंत्री हाउस चलने दिया, इनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ सर। तो ये चेस और लूडो का खेल हो रहा है सर, उधर से चेस खेला जा रहा है, इधर लूडो खेला जा रहा है।
As has been mentioned before, that this bill is well outside the legislative competence of Parliament. Now, to override the Supreme Court judgment, the government has brought forward a bill. This is totally autocratic.
Now, ordinarily, the meeting would be put down to political niceties, given that the Prime Minister actually was in Pune to receive the Tilak Samman and the program was announced several months ago. But what did strike many as extraordinary is the bonhomie between the two leaders. Not only did Mr. Modi and Sharad Pawar exchange quite a laugh on stage, but the Prime Minister even got a pat on the back from the NCP chief. That's the reason why Asaduddin Owaisi has questioned the hypocrisy of the NCP stalwart, and many are left wondering whether there are certain cracks still existing in Team India. Team members who are not entirely convinced about staying in the coalition. Speaking of Mr. Pawar himself, remember, this is not the first time that he's pulled a fast one on the opposition bloc, clearing the pitch for them on the Adani issue and leaving many wondering whether the NCP split happened at his instance. So the big question now is, do satraps like Pawar have Team India constantly on the edge? Are they constantly looking out for a plan B, which includes the BJP? United in Parliament, but divided outside. Could that describe the status of Team India right now? And is this only political niceties, or are the constituents of Team India looking for political possibilities outside as well? Joining us on the debate, we have Nalin Kohli, BJP National Spokesperson, Varun Singh, Political Analyst, Brijmohan Srivastava, National Spokesperson of the NCP, the Ajit Pawar Faction, Mahesh Tapase, Spokesperson of the NCP, the Sharad Pawar Faction, Sanjay Jha, author and a supporter of the Congress, and Sanjeev Kaushik, Political Analyst and a supporter of the I.N.D.I.A party. Let me in fact start by asking you, Nalin Kohli, are you constantly playing Pied Piper with members of Team India, Mr. Pawar being only the latest? Nalin Kohli, can you hear me? All right, apparently not. Varun Singh, what's happening? Is this only good vibes or there is a plan B?
It is actually, you mentioned one thing, Padmaja, which was that Sharad Pawar's blessings are always there, whatever happens in the NCP. And today, whatever happened, and especially I would like to remind everyone, for the first time I heard Sharad Pawar using the word Hinduvi Swarajya for Shivaji Maharaj. Before that, he has always, been very specific about the words that he chose. But from Pune, he mentioned so much about Shivaji Maharaj. He mentioned about the surgical strike, and he praised Modi and his governance so much. It is pretty clear right now, which was actually in the hidden for a very long time. And I have been saying it for a very, very long time that nothing in NCP happens without the blessing of Sharad Pawar. And it is clear today. Sharad Pawar was trying to play games with both the parties, both the sides, but today he has made it clear which side he has chosen.
All right. So it seems he's already looking for a plan B, Sanjay Jha, and B stands for BJP. Are you sure other people in Team India are also not looking for a plan B?
Padmaja, no matter how hard certain friendly mainstream media channels or certain cheerleaders of the BJP masquerading as journalists try hard as they might.
This is so unfair. It is not Varun Singh or mainstream media who is standing on a stage with Mr. Modi slapping his back.
Padmaja, give me the freedom to express myself.
Sir, express yourself, but there is no need to be petulant and do name calling.
Let me tell you this.
Mr. Pawar is on stage, he's shaking hands, he's patting backs, he's exchanging a joke. Why are you abusing journalists?
Well, Padmaja, let me carry on. I wasn't actually mentioning you. I don't know why you took that so personally.
It's not about me. There's no point abusing anyone. Pictures speak for themselves. Nobody forced Mr. Pawar to share a stage.
For the sake of argument, since you and I are getting into semantics on your show, how is saying that there are certain cheerleaders of the BJP masquerading as journalists and haven't named anybody? Why are people getting guilty conscience here? Why is some gentleman on this show getting a pang of guilty conscience? I'm just kind of thinking, listen, at the end of the day, truth surfaces in many direct and indirect ways. But let me answer your fundamental question here. And the fundamental question here is that as we saw in Patna, as you saw in the Bengaluru summit, as you'll see in Mumbai, this fight for 2024 general elections is a fight not just between India as an alliance of political parties against the most brutal, authoritarian, corrupt, criminal organization, political organization that we have seen. It's a fight of Indians against this brutal regime. Look at the state of affairs, Padmaja. I have read everything that the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Chandrachud, has said over the last couple of days. Mr. Chandrachud has actually rubbished the ridiculous, absurd, atrocious statement made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The only time he's spoken in Manipur after 78 days.
The funny thing is that while Mr. Pawar was on stage, the Prime Minister spoke of broken promises of the Congress government in Karnataka, where he said, look, there are people who are promising the world and then they say that budget hi nahi hai. What did Mr. Pawar do? He sat there. Sushil Kumar Shinde was on stage. Sharad Pawar was on stage. Are you still saying that there isn't something brewing there?
Padmaja, let me tell you, I have always enjoyed my debates with you, but let's not be so cosmetic, for heaven's sake. Narendra Modi has a habit of making a million rhetorical, hyperbole and absolutely subpar statements that a prime minister should never speak anywhere. You remember the time?
Okay, it may have been subpar. Here is somebody, again let me remind you that this is Sharad Pawar. Let's for a moment agree that it was a subpar comment to make. Here is Sharad Pawar, who is going to be hosting Team India. The next meeting is going to happen in Mumbai. He's going to be the host. He could have stood up and said, you know what, I gently disagree with this because talking about corruption, talking about broken promises, talking these, making these subpar comments, doesn't behove you, sir. Doesn't behave you. Instead, there are smiles all around.
Padmaja, now let me answer you.
Yeah.
Sharad Pawar is a veteran political leader, and I respect everybody on the panel here. Narendra Modi's frustrations are becoming palpable. भैया मोदी जी, आपको मैं टाइम्स नाउ के माध्यम से बताना चाहूंगा कि कर्नाटका की जनता ने तो आपको जवाब दे दिया. Why you worried? Sharad Pawar and everybody will speak. There are multiple formats.
Okay.
There is not just a stage. And by the way, respect demands that you don't humiliate the Prime Minister when he's been invited as a guest. So I think, I say hats off to people like Sharad Pawar and Sushil Kumar Shinde for maintaining the decorum that the Prime Minister of India, when he famously said that Dr. Manmohan Singh was hobnobbing with Pakistani elements to make a Muslim the Chief Minister of Gujarat. I'm sorry, but people of the opposition have a better decency, a character and a culture, and that will not be compromised because Modi and the BJP behave in a pedestrian manner.
Okay, quickly respond to this, Varun Singh. This was only Mr. Pawar being a gentleman. He would also agree with Sanjay Jha in that all of those comments were subpar.
To be honest, I wouldn't like to deviate how Sanjay deviated from the main question and the main topic. The topic over here is India, the I.N.D.I.A, the India that they are saying, is united or not?
NDA
and
is not N.D.A.
At
That
every
India is also
instance, Sharad
I.N.D.I.A.
Pawar has broken...
Let's not create this silly confusion here. Don't try and be clever by half, Varun Singh. NDA N.D.A.
know,
Huh? No, बताओ जवाब दो ना.
Let me reiterate, let me behave like Congress, not take Sanjay, मुझे बोलने दोगे संजय जी? आप इतना क्यों चिढ़ जाते हो? मैंने तो कुछ कहा भी नहीं. Why do you get so irritated?
No, why are you India's I.N.D.I.A?
हाँ तो दे रहा हूँ ना, देने दो.
Okay, let him finish, sir. Let him finish. Okay, go on.
That is how it is. I.N. हाँ. Yeah, Padmaja, just one small thing. Let me behave like the Congress, not take Sanjay Jha seriously the way do. And answer your question about Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar is someone who knows his game very well. He knows that
Go on. Finish your point.
He knows that his nephew has gone with his nephew has gone with the BJP right now. He wants his political future not to be bad, and he knows that BJP is coming back, may it be in the state, may it be the center. India is fragmented, that the opposition alliance is so fragmented that he knows that there would be no chance of them winning most of the seats. He's a smart, intelligent politician, and today what he did, and one small thing, the Congress, could they openly oppose today's program? No. Why? Because Sushil Kumar Shinde, and let me tell you, Sushil Kumar Shinde is the senior most after Mr. Kharge in the Congress in terms of experience and the time he has given to the party. He was in the selection committee which gave the award to Narendra Modi. So on what basis is Congress opposing? I don't see big leaders in Maharashtra opposing. People like those who have been suspended, they have problems with it. Here, no, none of the Congress leaders have said anything except for UBT camp. I didn't see any opposition either from the Sharad Pawar faction, either from the NCP faction. Politics aside, the award is for those people. It was also given to Mr. E. Sridharan. He is not a politician. This award is for those people who have done something good. And Sharad Pawar knows that this award ka matlab kya hai. And if you see here his statements, it is pretty clear he has decided which side he has to go. Now those people in the India I.N.D.I.A, they now need to know whether how much they are united or not.
Okay, Mahesh, Tapase and Nalin Kohli, let me bring you in now. Mahesh, Tapase, at least journalist Varun Singh is quite sure that Mr. Sharad Pawar could very soon be joining Mr. Ajit Pawar. Little nudge is needed. Or maybe no nudge is also needed.
Good evening, Padmaja and all panelists. I think Varun Singh will have a surprise element once he sees the Mahavikas Aghadi consortium in the September. Let me tell you that Maharashtra state has a culture. I'm sure Varunji will agree to it, and my friend Mr. Jha also agree. Maharashtra has a culture. Maharashtra has always done things aside from social issues. Now this organization, Al Gangadhar Tilak, a prestigious organization. The recipients of this award, Mr. Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister.
Okay, we will just try and fix your audio as well, Mr. Tapase. We seem to be having a bit of a jinx on the show here as usual. Nalin Kohli, are you playing Pied Piper? That was my original question.
I don't know because I didn't hear that originally, but I can only tell you, Padmaja, that it's not about Pied Piper. Sharadji's one of the senior most political people now, and he's held various positions. He's respected across party forums, and he was according respect to the Prime Minister of India. And that's expected, very normal. It's in fact very petty to expect him not to be there, and for a set of people who are trying to form an alliance in its early days start using these kind of things to say you shouldn't be there, or at least that's what one gathers from the media reports. This is not about Pied Pipers. I think Sharad Ji is not a baby out of the woods. A man of his experience and of his standing will decide what he wishes to do.
But actually, he has decided what he wishes to do. Let me quote to you from the Times of India today morning.
This new I.N.D.I.A alliance.
Mr. Kohli, here is what the Times of India today morning says. Leader of the Congress and other opposition parties said that they tried meeting Sharad Pawar but did not get an appointment to dissuade the NCP chief from sharing a dais with PM Narendra Modi at a Tilak Award event in Pune on Tuesday. Pawar supporters confirmed that he would attend the ceremony despite a delegation of opposition leaders planning to meet Pawar, but he left for Pune. Like, Mr. Pawar seems to be the most enigmatic politician right now. He suddenly decides to not meet members of the Congress who are saying, by the way, Congress was protesting in Pune today. They were protesting against Mr. Modi while Mr. Pawar was busy shaking his hand. Are you seriously telling me there is nothing afoot?
So, no, I'm seriously telling you there's nothing afoot. I think there are three things that come out from that Times of India report. Number one, that there are a set of people in the alliance who felt it was very petty, and I feel it's very petty of them, with respect to each one of them, that they should try to prevent someone who is much elder to them and perhaps has more political experience than several of them, that he should or not attend events based on their liking or disliking. That's point number one. Point number two, it's interesting to know that the Congress party was, as per your report, protesting in Pune. I thought I saw Shinde ji, as in the veteran Congress leader Shinde ji there. So were they protesting against Shinde ji also in their party? So I think, is this really an issue that this so-called alliance believes is so important? Boycotting the Prime Minister of India at an event of Tilak ji, where other political leaders are there?
No,
it speaks volumes of the agenda of this new alliance.
You know, it really is an issue. Why is it an issue, Mahesh?
That this is what they stand for.
You know, here's the thing. Mr. Kohli, you keep saying there's nothing afoot, but here's the thing. 3 days before Ajit Pawar decided to turn up and take oath as the Deputy Chief Minister yet again, Devendra Fadnavis was sitting on TV saying, हम कभी अजीत पवार के साथ अब दोबारा नहीं जाएंगे. He was asked, are you sure you aren't talking to? He said, हम कभी नहीं जाएंगे, वो कोशिश भी करेंगे तो नहीं आएंगे. Guess who's a co-chief minister, co-deputy chief minister with the same Devendra Fadnavis in a BJP government in Maharashtra, the same Ajit Pawar. Which is why, Mahesh Tapase, today it is not the BJP, not the Congress, but AIMIM Asaduddin Owaisi saying, यहाँ पर लूडो चल रहा है, वहां पर चेस चल रहा है. The question is, who is going to be doing the checkmate in this game of chess? Mahesh Tapase.
Well, good evening, Padmaja and all panelists. Let me assure you here that the NCP led by Sharad Pawar ji is going to be with India, I.N.D.I.A, India, and against the N.D.A. Today's program should not be viewed politically like Nalin Kohli ji said. It has a very social understanding, a social relation to the program which was held today. And I think this program was finalized much before, almost 3 or 4 months before, 3 or 4 months before time. So at that time, we had the NCP faction together, and Mr. Pawar had only got the appointment of the Prime Minister to Rohit Tilak, the great grandson of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So that shows that there is some kind of integrity in Mr. Pawar. By not cancelling the program, he has honored the Honorable Prime Minister in the state today. Honorable Prime Minister also honored him by taking his name first before.
But today the Congress, the same Congress which is with you in team I.N.D.I.A was saying that Modi ji is against democracy. Surely, I mean, you draw the line at sharing a stage with somebody who's killing democracy itself.
Padmaja, probably you don't know that.
I mean, political niceties are great. Everyone loves civility. but you won't be civil to a man being called Hitler. I mean, he's being called worse than Hitler right now.
Well, Padmaja, if you don't know, let me tell you that the Pune unit of the NCP was also protesting against the Prime Minister in Pune itself, and they were all rounded up along with the Congress Karyakartas and the NCP Karyakartas of Pune city. So it is not that we left our political battle alongside, but yes, we are with the India. We are opposite to N.D.A. and we are hosting the next round of opposition leaders.
Are you sure you won't have in the next round of meetings somebody like a Praful Patel saying, "4 log wahan pe baithe hue the, unke to koi MP nahi hai."
See, let me complete. I am not worried what Mr. Praful Patel ji or some other leader has to say. Today, my leader had called upon the Prime Minister. He is the one who had finalized the meeting of the Prime Minister, and he has honored his commitment. Today's diaspora was not at all political. It was to honor those people who have contributed in some way to the country, whether it was Prime Minister Manmohan Singh or Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji or anybody else for that matter.
Okay, Varun Singh, what a lovely example of democracy. Mahesh Tapase is describing sharing smiles inside, but there were also protests outside.
Well, I'm smiling. Why should we not be happy about it?
No, everyone should smile. I don't think the Congress will be very happy with, that those smiles being exchanged.
Trust. Let me tell you,
especially because the Congress for one talks about boycotting everyone. Boycott anyone who talks to Mr. Modi, boycott anyone who shows news about Mr. Modi, boycott those who do interviews of Mr. Modi.
And it was including Mr. Sushil Kumar Shinde, who's the ex-leader of the House and ex-Home Minister of India.
I know, tomorrow they could be boycotting Mr. Shinde also.
Why should they boycott Mr. Shinde? I mean, probably either all of you are not conversant with the culture that happens in Maharashtra.
Sir, we are very conversant.
Or probably you are.
We are very conversant. I am just reminding you that the Congress has been very vocal about boycotting anyone who in any way even talks of Mr. Modi.
Shiv Sena was vocal. There was protest from our party also. Our leaders, Vandana Chavan, our Pune President Prashant Jagtap, he went and met Mr. Pawar and Mr.
Okay,
Pawar.
point taken. Varun Singh, democracy at its best.
Were you protesting? There's one small thing. Rohit Tilak is a Congress leader. Sushil Kumar Shinde is a Congress leader. Both of them were there. Sharad Pawar is an NCP leader. He was there. I don't understand what were they protesting. Were they protesting, was NCP protesting Sharad Pawar attending the event, or was NCP protesting on what particular question is that? What were they protesting about? I didn't see them protesting about anything related to Modi or related to the I.N.D.I.A, whatever it is, India, what they call it. But the question over here that you asked about democracy, you know what today was displayed in Maharashtra? That is Maharashtra's culture. Immaterial which political party or which politician it is, they always share the stage. They do not fight how some suspended leaders from the party do. But to be honest, it also sends out at this point of time, when you are going to be the host of the opposition unity, it also sends out a message, clear message that, boss, I am not sure about the opposition unity right now. And this is not the first time when Sharad Pawar has done it. Earlier also, when every opposition leader was trying to, especially Congress was trying to attack Adani, it was Sharad Pawar who Sharad Pawar came in support of Adani. His grandnephew, who is also a NCP, Sharad Pawar Faction leader, drove Adani in his car. Can NCP leaders from Sharad Pawar Faction deny it? No. And not only this, even last time Sharad Pawar didn't attend the meeting on the first day. He went out on the second day. It also raised speculation whether he's part of the alliance of opposition or not. And not only this, I'm very sure in the coming days, knowing Sharad Pawar, it is pretty clear, and I repeat, on the verge of sounding and repetition, that Sharad Pawar ke blessing ke bina, even Tapase ji will agree, NCP में कुछ ना तो हुआ था, ना होगा, होने वाला है.
Okay, and quickly respond, Mr. Tapase. Then I want to bring in. Then I want to bring in Mr. Srivastava.
Yes. I think Varun Singh ji is absolutely not able to analyze what is happening in Maharashtra. Let me tell you, there are too many Congress leaders on that forum, on that diaspora, in the trustee committee of the Bal Gangadhar Tilak Smarak Samiti. So they have initiated the program. Pawar Sahib is one of the invitees. He went there, he greeted the Prime Minister in whatever way that he had to. Honorable Prime Minister also reciprocated in whatever way, but that doesn't doesn't mean that our political ideologies are matching. Let me make it very clear. You are trying to spread a perception. You are trying to make a perception, yes, that NCP and BJP we might come together, that NCP, Ajit Pawar, NCP, Sharad Pawar will come together.
We are not spreading. It was Asaduddin Owaisi actually. Mr. Owaisi today said, protesting outside and inside you are sharing the stage. What is this hypocrisy?
Parroting the same line. When I'm telling you that you are creating a wrong perception, hear me out. You say on your TV channel that Mahesh Tapase of NCP Sharad Pawar says there will be no interaction with the NDA and we have a different political ideology and we are going to be with the India.
Okay, Mr. Brijmohan Srivastava, many people are also wondering if Ajit Pawar is now going to be the via media to get more people from I.N.D.I.A into N.D.A. Is any of that happening? Because today he seemed to be more pleased than even Mr. Eknath Shinde on seeing the Prime Minister. I mean, he was laughing from year to year.
Padmaja ji, Ajit Pawar is always in a good mood. He always smiles and he's fully confident every time. So it's not say that today he was happy. He's always happy. But I want to clear one thing. What Mahesh bhai has spoken regarding the NCP led by Adani Sharad Pawar ji is fact. Please don't try to mix this program with any political issue. It's a totally different issue, and this program was decided 3 months ago. So it's not right to say that it is related with I.N.D.I.A or it is with the N.D.A. It's not like that. But one thing is very clear: Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel are the part of N.D.A. and our Nationalist Congress Party is strongly working with N.D.A to bring this government again in a power. This is very clear.
आपको नहीं लगता है कि यहाँ पर कोई समीकरण बदल सकते हैं? कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि there are parties within the opposition alliance जो तैयार हैं. They are ripe for the picking, as they say. Mr. Srivastava.
मैं सुन नहीं, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही पद्मजा जी, प्लीज फिर से
मैं ये कह रही थी कि कई लोगों का मानना है that in the opposition alliance बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो कि टूटने को तैयार बैठे हैं. अभी 2 ही मीटिंग हुई है, बट उनका कुछ जिसको कहते हैं ना मोह भंग हो गया है, और शायद अजीत पवार वो मीडियम बन सकते हैं जिससे I.N.D.I.A से N.D.A में उनका ट्रांसफर हो जाए.
देखिए, आपके चैनल पे ये बात मेरी तरफ से कहना शायद ठीक नहीं होगा, लेकिन फिर भी मैं इस बात को जानता हूं कि बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो अजीत पवार और प्रफुल्ल पटेल साहब के संपर्क में हैं. वो लगातार इस प्रकार की बातें भी आ रही हैं, लेकिन क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, चूंकि एनडीए की मेजर पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी है, बीजेपी की लीडरशिप को यह तय करना है कि वो एनडीए में किन लोगों को अपने साथ लेना चाहते हैं.
कौन है ये लोग जो अजीत पवार के संपर्क में हैं? ये तो आपने बड़ी अच्छी बात बताई, हमारे लिए ब्रेकिंग न्यूज जाएगी. कौन है ये लोग जो लगातार संपर्क में है? संजय जी भी जानना चाहेंगे.
ये मैं सोचता हूं थोड़ा सा अगर आपकी तरफ से इस पर रिसर्च होगी तो आपको खुद को इस नामों के बारे में पता लग जाएगा, वो ज्यादा बेहतर होगा. मेरी तरफ से कुछ कहना इस मौके पे ठीक नहीं है.
बताइए संजय झा. वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट शरद पवार. ब्रिजमोहन श्रीवास्तव इज सेइंग कि कई लोग संपर्क में हैं.
पद्मजा जी, मैं जवाब में इतना ही कहूंगा कि इंडिया जीतेगा, भारत जीतेगा, इंतजार कीजिए. और अभी मोदी जी जो अकेले सब पर भारी पड़ने वाले थे, उनको 28 या 38 उनको पार्टियों की जरूरत पड़ गई है. और आज जो लोग देख रहे हैं, भारत के अवाम बहुत समझदार है, बहुत जागरूक है. उन्होंने देखा है कि प्रधानमंत्री जो डर के मारे भाग गया, वो तो बोलता ही नहीं है. मणिपुर हो गया, या अभी आप देखिए हरियाणा में क्या हाल है, आप देखिए इस ट्रेन में क्या हुआ है, जयपुर मुंबई ट्रेन में क्या हुआ है. यही देश है हमारा. क्या हालत है, क्या शासन का क्या हालत है. भारत की जनता बदलेगी, एक नया प्रधानमंत्री चुना जाएगा.
अरे आप उनकी बात का तो जवाब दीजिए. मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव इज सेइंग दैट देयर आर सेवरल पीपल हु आर स्टिल इन टच. Even before the Mumbai meeting happens, already outreach is happening.
Well, that he can keep speculating, he can keep wishing. It is, by the way, let me tell you, it reveals the political naivety of people to even believe that India is not going to win the election in 2024. The mood has changed, Navika. Sorry, Padmaja. More and more people are going to join India, as it happened in Karnataka. You see the trend. It's going to be India, and India is going to win. India is going to triumph. And I think the glory of this country, the decency of this country, I think the ethics of this country, the morality of this country will return.
All right. Nalin Kohli, from Patna to Bengaluru, Team India, it swelled from 15 to 26. To think that they are going to break apart now is perhaps a fond wish for you. And to be fair, 2 weeks of the monsoon session, not one squeak out of order from them. They've all spoken in one voice. Today, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, of all people, was supporting the Aam Aadmi Party on the Delhi bill.
Well, they've all done the same thing, disrupt the monsoon session, as they disrupted the last session, as they disrupted the session before the last session.
No, but they stuck together. You thought they would fall apart.
Agenda.
They stuck together.
An agenda to make slogans. No, that's okay. So disrupt together. So, I mean, this is an alternative. Government is not shying away from a debate. They don't want to debate, they want to disrupt. They've been doing it consistently. Sloganeering when the Prime Minister speaks. प्रधानमंत्री बोलते क्यों नहीं है? जब प्रधानमंत्री बोलते हैं तो गाली देते हैं, स्लोगन करते हैं. I mean, it's an agenda of what? Positivity? Of an alternative? It's an agenda of negativism, negativity. And then you add the word inclusive and it washes off. Once upon a time, the Aam Aadmi Party said, buy a 10 rupee topi, you wear that topi and you're washed for your entire thing. So this is now there. We are now called India. We have the word inclusive, so we are inclusive. It's not like that. Life is more serious than these acronyms. It's really much, much more serious. And with respect to Sanjay Jha, I'm sitting here and saying it, any death, any destruction of any Indian citizen is wrong and deserves action in the harshest manner in rule of law. That's how it is. What is happening in Gurgaon and Noor does not require the kerosene coming from the Congress party and its supporters. And what it does require is to understand that we don't add fuel to the fire. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi today would do well to revise his tweet where he says, kerosene dal rahe ho, hum pyar ki dukaan hai. All people who tend to support him seem to be putting kerosene ताकि आग लगे ताकि वो प्यार की बात कर सके.
Okay, let me bring in Sanjeev Kaushik as well. Sanjeev Kaushik, after seeing the response today, do you think that actually Aam Aadmi Party's ordinance bill, or rather the Delhi Services bill, could be the glue that holds Team India together? अगर ये टेस्ट पास कर जाते हैं तो ट्रस्ट वोट वाला टेस्ट भी टीम इंडिया पास कर जाएगी.
देखिए पद्मजा, दो बातें हैं. बहुत बातें महाराष्ट्र के संदर्भ में हुई. तो अभी हमारे पीछे पार्क है, हम पार्क में टहल रहे थे. एक व्यक्ति 2 डॉग को लेकर घूम रहा था, बड़ा हट्टा कट्टा था. मैंने पूछा कि इसका नाम क्या है, तो उन्होंने कहा सतविंदर सिंह. इसका नाम क्या है, तो बोला बतविंदर सिंह. मैंने पूछा कि आपका नाम क्या है पाजी, तो मेरा नाम टॉमी है जी. महाराष्ट्र में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कमोबेश यही स्थिति है, बाकी कुछ कहने की जरूरत नहीं है. अब आते हैं आपका मूल सवाल पे. मूल बात यह है कि टीम इंडिया को या फिर विपक्षी पार्टियों को ये ऑर्डिनेंस लाने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी, उसके खिलाफ में खड़ा होने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी, और ये जो अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाने की जरूरत पड़ी, उसके बारे में हम बात करते हैं. देश के प्रधानमंत्री सदन से बाहर, सदन परिसर में तमाम तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं. ये कौन नहीं जा रहा है कि सरकार यहाँ गिरने की बात नहीं है, सरकार यहाँ बचने की बात नहीं है. सवाल यह है कि देश के प्रधानमंत्री को बाध्य किया जाए कि देश की जनता जो जवाब चाहती है उस पर वो मुंह खोले और बोले. उनसे जो सवाल विपक्षी पार्टियां लगातार कर रही है, उस विपक्षी पार्टियों की आवाज को जो दरकिनार किया जा रहा है और तमाम तरह की बातें की जा रही है, उसके बारे में वो बात करें. और जो फ्लोर टेस्ट करने की बात आप कर रही हैं दिल्ली के इस ऑर्डिनेंस के बारे में, जिसपे सारी विपक्षी पार्टियां एक स्वर में अपने अपने तरीके से अपना मंतव्य व्यक्त आज भी कर रही हैं, कल भी व्यक्त करेंगी. ये महत्वपूर्ण है कि देश के गृह मंत्री ने जो कहा वो क्या कह रहे हैं, ये लोग को जानना जरूरी है. और लोग देख रहे हैं, वो एक भी ऐसा कारण नहीं बता पाए कि इस अध्यादेश के नहीं लाने से जो देश के 5 सदस्यीय पीठ ने जो आदेश दिए थे वो गलत दिए थे या सही दिए थे. क्या कारण था कि उनके इन तरह के जो डिसीजन थे उसको गलत ठहराने का जो प्रयास किया गया, क्यों किया गया, उसका कारण वो नहीं बता पा रहे हैं. वो ये बता रहे हैं कि जो काम हम कर रहे हैं वो हम नियम के तहत कर रहे हैं, वो हम कानून के तहत कर रहे हैं, ये असंवैधानिक नहीं है. लेकिन क्यों कर रहे हैं ये तो जानना है पूरे हिंदुस्तान को कि आखिर आपकी मंशा क्या है। और हिंदुस्तान की जनता ये बात जानती है कि मंशा यही है कि एक चुनी हुई सरकार को आप काम करने नहीं देना चाहते हैं कि सारी शक्तियां आपके साथ निहित रहें। कारण तो बताइए, हिंदुस्तान की जनता यही तो जानना चाहती है। ये सारी विपक्षी पार्टियां इकट्ठी हैं तो कारण जानने के लिए
आपको लगता है कि इस मुद्दे पे सारी पार्टियां आपके साथ रहेंगी, ट्रस्ट वोट में भी साथ रहेंगी, या कोई फूट पड़ सकती है? जो शरद पवार जी का मुद्दा अभी बात हो रही थी,
अभी आपको क्या लगता है कौन सी पार्टी आपको बाहर जाती हुई दिखाई दे रही है? सारी पार्टियां एकजुट होकर एक मत से देश के इस तरह के अध्यादेश के खिलाफ इकट्ठी हुई हैं और लगातार वो उन सवालों को उठा रही हैं। कल भी आप देखेंगी, और ये जो कल क्या होगा, वो कितने लोग इसमें से बाहर चले जाएंगे, तो सारे लोग जानते हैं कि विपक्षी पार्टी के तौर पे भारतीय जनता पार्टी शुरुआती दौर में जब वो आई थी तो कितने दलों को लेकर के सरकार बनाई थी। तो गठबंधन की राजनीति को भारतीय जनता पार्टी से बेहतर नहीं कोई जानता है।
लेकिन अभी गठबंधन, Nalin Kohli, in fact, if today it was about the introduction of the Delhi Services Bill, tomorrow all the parties together have sought an audience with the President of India on the issue of Manipur. They are trying to make a statement every day, we're together and we're unshakable.
Okay. And that is what's wrong with that, Padmaja? It's democracy. Political parties are entitled to meet. They're entitled to work together. Let us see if they stay together. Let us see, is there going to be clarity on leadership, clarity on what is the agenda, clarity on seats, who will contest, how many will contest. It's okay. It's part of the democratic process, and I don't think any one of us can find fault on that principle. With regard to making a statement that they were doing earlier also, with regard to being one on the Delhi ordinance, it's a non-issue. Because at the end of the day, the Delhi ordinance is being brought in, and as again, to quote the Times of India, which is a paper that I read every morning, among the others, it reported well that several officers suddenly felt that they were being asked to do things which were not correct, and they were being threatened, intimidated. So this is not about ruling. This is about an opportunity to serve. And Mr. Kejriwal's government has come on great promise, consecutively 2 times. But the priorities seem to have changed. Your channel did a very elaborate series for a very long time on what you called Sheesh Mahal. Now, that wasn't, so those are questions that need to be asked. The ordinance is to ensure that Delhi, which is the capital of India, the services do their part. They don't run on the whims and fancies and priorities that perhaps have changed. Maybe there were good priorities when Anna Hazareji and all of them were together, but those priorities have changed. At least that's what I gather when I see programs on your channel like Sheesh Mahal, which is the priority of the Chief Minister here, it seems.
Okay, so great. You're saying it is good for democracy that the opposition alliance is holding together. Some, like Varun Singh, continue to remain cynical about that. But well, power to the both of you. May the best alliance win on that note. But we'll still be keeping a very close eye on what Mr. Sharad Pawar does. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me. The violent clashes in Haryana's New between 2 communities have left a trail of destruction in the district. The clashes broke out